Went out.
Yes, the end of an era, Oliver.
How long have you been there?
Been here 22 years, been in the pub trade 25 years. Started above in Mickey's, which is now Cozy Joe's, 1989. On my birthday, 6th of October. I was, what was I in 89? I was 45 years of age.
And
today.
How many pubs have you been in?
Well, I've been in 2. My son has been in 1, 2, 3.
So
time to in the Jester.
Time to hang up the glass.
Time to hang up something, yeah.
Or put it up on the shelf.
And throw in the towel, exactly, yeah.
Have you enjoyed it?
I did enjoy it, actually. I made a lot of friends, which was a great thing. And that's what I'm going to miss most, I'd say. You know, the old friends.
You were chairman of the Vintners one time, yeah?
Chairman of the Mayo Vintners.
Mayo Vintners,
the Westford one for a number of years, yeah. Tough trade now.
What did you do before you went into the pub business?
I was in journalism. 22 years. Worked for the Mayo News for 22 years. Enjoyed that too. Missed that too for a while.
You worked with Joe Berry?
Yeah, Joe took it over in '87. It was owned by a Dublin company. They were called Publican and Diggingtown. They used to do the Irish paper in Nyo, or in Nyo as they call it in some parts of the country. And they bought the Mayo News way back in the 40s just to print the new and continued on with the Mayo News. And I started there in 69 or around 69 thereabouts, yeah.
And did you go straight in, or had you studied before, or did you learn the trade on the job?
No, I was over in London actually. I was a miserable month I'd spent in London, and I had got notification at home, but I didn't get the notification in London for another week or fortnight, calling me for an interview. So I thought the job was gone, but I rang up on a Wednesday evening. I rang Dublin at 29 Lower O'Connell Street in Dublin. I don't know who I spoke with, but they told me was I prepared for an interview, or would I be able to attend for an interview. I said I would, yeah. When? So they said perhaps Friday. So I flew over on Thursday morning from London. I walked into 29 Lower O'Connell Street at 12 o'clock on Thursday. Had my interview, and I started working the Mayo News on Monday.
And did they train you to the journalism?
Well, the people that were there before me, Jerry Bracken and Martin Curry, Sean Stanton, poor old Sean. Sean isn't in the best of health at the moment. And people like that, they sort of showed me the ropes, as it were. I don't know whether I ever learned or not, but...
And was there any speciality of general journalism, was it?
General, yeah.
In sport or news?
No, I did everything. We did everything. Well, you had to in a provincial newspaper at that time, you know. I particularly liked human interest stories. I think that was my forte. Yeah. I enjoyed those, and many of them we did.
Now, what made you decide to go into the pub business?
Well, the funny thing about it, I was at a court in Westport, as I did many times over the years, and we always went over to Castle Court for a cup of coffee. And we were over this day having a cup of coffee with solicitors and people like that, and it came up about pubs, and I said, you know something, I'd love to have a pub. And about 6 months later, maybe less, local solicitor rings me up. He says, you remember that conversation we had? No, what was it? So he told me. He said, are you still interested in the pub? I said, yeah, sure. And about a month later, moved into Mickey's. I still remained on in the Mayo News. My wife ran the pub in the interim, and as I say, the rest is history.
And who owned Mickey's pub?
A fellow by the name of Tony Cannon from Castlebar. He'd be a brother now of Mary Jennings, the late Mary Jennings, Pat Jennings' wife.
And it had nothing to do with Mickey Kavanagh?
Paddy Jennings' wife. Oh no, Mickey was gone out of it at that stage. Incidentally, well, this might surprise you, I named Mickey's. It used to be called the Parlour Bar, the Parlour Inn.
Yeah.
And I was very friendly with Mickey through council meetings and what have you, or meeting him generally anyway, and playing golf. And Mickey came into the office one day and he said, Jays, I don't like the name of that pub, the Parlour Inn, in American accent, American twang. And we always called the Railway Hotel down there Mickey's, you know. I said, why don't you call it Mickey's, Mickey? Jays, you're right, Chris. It's exactly what we call it, and that's what they called it. And Mickey's changed in when Cozy Joe went in. There was a lad by the name of Michael Flynn there after me, and then Joe O'Malley bought it, and he named it Cozy Joe's.
And who had this pub before you? Who
A
had?
man by the name of Jim Foreman.